Alright everyone, this is my secret to getting good grades in college. It's a chalkboard. For only $20, I covered my entire bedroom door with chalkboard vinyl and it has helped so much. I'll show you what I mean. Now I'm going to put this simply. There are 3 reasons I believe a chalkboard should make your studying easier. Number 1, you're able to get up and move around freely. Number 2, it feels a lot more real. And number 3, you're able to collaborate easier. And I'll expand on all of these topics here in a second. So while I'm cleaning off my chalkboard here, I'm going to present you all with my first argument. Productivity. A lot of research studies show that if you stand, you'll be more productive. But I did find one problem with this. Whenever I stood up, I felt myself getting physically tired, while whenever I sat down, I felt myself getting mentally tired. After having done gymnastics my entire life, I would consider myself a very fit individual. But even with that, after a long period of working standing up, I still felt excess strain on my muscles and body. This demotivated me to continue my work. I believe the best plan of action is to do a 50-50 split. Do approximately 50% of your work sitting down and then do the other 50% standing up and make sure to move around a little bit. For me, this helps me stay fully alert, which is good because I've often had problems staying awake trying to finish my homework. However, this doesn't apply to just a chalkboard. It can also apply to a whiteboard or a standing desk. So the question still stands. Why exactly should you use specifically a chalkboard? The second argument that I want to bring up now is how writing on a chalkboard feels more real. Now, what does that even mean? Physically writing things down has always been linked to higher memory of those notes. So essentially writing notes down on paper is better than typing them on a computer. Now, I think about writing on the chalkboard the exact same way. For me, it takes me a lot more effort to physically write on a chalkboard. But the more active your brain is with the small things, like just writing stuff down on a piece of paper or on a chalkboard, the more you'll learn. And this may sound a little silly, but I really like using chalk because it can break in your hands unlike a pencil or a marker. It leads me to be more careful and write things down slowly, which in turn gives me more time to process and remember what exactly I'm writing down. For example, this was very useful when I was studying for a calculus final. There were some problems in which I needed to know a procedure of steps, and being able to write down those steps on the chalkboard and solve example problems helped me process each step a little bit more slowly and in more detail, thus granting me a greater understanding of the topic I was working on. Now, the first 2 arguments that I made I feel can be generalized to most people watching this video, but this third one here might just only be specific to me, but I just thought I'd tell you in case it does help some of you out there. I feel like when using a physical board to write stuff on, you can be a lot more collaborative and you can learn to teach. One of my greatest tips of advice I've gotten while at college for my first year is to just start teaching the material to someone else, to yourself in your head, or to a stuffed animal like I'm doing in this video. It doesn't matter. Teaching others not only helps you with your communication skills, but it also helps you repeat material and retain it better. And no, you don't need a chalkboard to practice the skill of teaching, but it does make for a lot of fun nights in the dorm with my roommates, where I sit them down in front of me and force them to listen to me talk about a subject. And the chalkboard helps as a nice visual aid or workspace. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys found some helpful tips in this video. I have survived my first semester in college, and I'm happy to report I got all A's, except for 1 B. Physics is so hard for me, but I was so close. I learned so much this semester, so I feel pretty good about it. College is just a crazy experience. Like, it sucks being home. It feels super weird being in like a completely new location as I'm going to an out-of-state college. But you know what? There's so much to learn there, and I met a ton of cool people, and it's been a great time. So yeah, stay in school is my recommendation. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just finished editing this video. I'm going to go to bed. Good night, y'all.